Oh, we're streaming now. Okay.
Okay. All right. Welcome, welcome. So we are live now. So welcome to Millennial Talk Tuesday. My name is Stephanie Milburn. I am the campaign manager for House in the Car. Today we have a special millennial here with us, and we're excited to hear from him. So I am going to let him introduce himself. Go ahead.
My name is Drake Adams. 25. I'm from Ohio. I'm currently a college student at Cleveland State University, majoring in physics, and I'm happy to be here.
Thank you. We're happy that you have joined us today. So a couple of weeks ago, you were watching one of our shows and you sent us an email and let us know that the information that we were putting out was very valuable to you. So you mentioned that you're in college. What college do you attend?
I attend Cleveland State University.
Okay. So you said in the email that you're halfway through college and you are wanting to be a homeowner in the future. So what steps are you taking to become a homeowner?
Right now, I'm just make sure I maintain the credit. Recently, it was approved for a credit card, so I'm just basically building that up and make sure I have my finances together.
Okay. So have you run into any roadblocks or barriers within this whole financial situation? I know that you said you're building your credit. So is this your first credit card?
Yes.
Okay, absolutely. So were you able to catch our show on last Tuesday where we had the FICO team on?
Oh no, unfortunately I was out of town. I was able to attend that meeting.
Okay, yeah. You know what? Go ahead and check us out. It's still on our Facebook page. That'll be a very good segment for you to take a look at because we are talking about FICO credit scores and what you would need for the best rates and for home ownership. So take a look at that. That'll be something very interesting for you in your journey of home ownership. So Drake, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yes, currently the oldest of my family. Like I'm the nephew of Jill, who's a part of the program for this, and just going through my second year of Cleveland State. Basically, I was able to transfer from a junior college and I was able to get like a head start for it. Basically, a nice way to save money for it, which I'm very grateful for it. And yeah, basically just going through the college situation. I know thanks to COVID-19 has definitely made this a very unique situation. Basically, like half of my classes are going to be all remote, so it's going to be definitely a different experience for me. And then a lot of the college different programs like parties and all that, it's definitely going to be like non-existent because
No parties.
Right, right. So basically just moving there from there. School starts in 2 weeks. I was able to get like a good head start for it thanks to being online class, and yeah, just taking it day by day.
Yeah, well, that's awesome. So in your journey of wanting to become a homeowner, I know you mentioned that you're, wanting to get your credit and your finances in order. What steps are you taking to get your finances in order?
Yes, like I said, I'm successful in making application for my credit card. I was able to begin that process, and it's just basically just saving it up, taking just small purchases, nothing too overwhelming. That way I won't be able to pay it back for the following month. And definitely been utilizing different programs from my employment, be able to build up a 401k and taking stock options as much as possible, and definitely looking at different investment options so I can basically prepare for both the short-term and long-term future.
Awesome, awesome. That's good to hear. Speaking of investment options, in the future, are you interested in becoming an investor into real estate or just an owner occupant?
Just an owner occupant right now.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, that's awesome. Home ownership for everyone is one of the first steps in building wealth. So, what's your take on home ownership in regards to building wealth?
Definitely I treat it as an investment. Like every money, or I should say as much money that you stick into like your house, definitely important just for the upkeep. And when the time comes, you need to sell the house or move on to different occupancies, just to put in as much as you can. That way you can have a return into it.
Absolutely. Are you aware of the home buying process itself, like everything that goes into not just the financial end, but just some things during the process? Are you knowledgeable of that piece?
Definitely from my parents' experience, we were able to have like different opportunities to move from different places. So definitely they have been very good role models, understanding just like general process of it, just like being able to maintain a credit, be able to go to a bank to get a mortgage to keep the payments rather than just buy the whole, because no one really can afford like 216 or over like $200,000 worth of house at once, but just to be able to break it down into payments, that way you can maintain that over a period of time.
Awesome. So it's wonderful that your parents have set the tone for you and been some great role models. So a lot of our listeners and viewers don't have that luxury of learning this at a young age. So it's great that your parents are starting that. And that's why we are here with House in the Car, because we want to make sure that we are starting with our younger audiences. We want to make sure that everyone is knowledgeable of the process of purchasing a home and how it can be beneficial as far as building wealth in your household. So that's kudos to your parents. So, that's something that we are wanting to do and get that type of mindset in our African American households that have young children. So I know with our partners and affiliates like Women's Council of NAREB, we like to reach out to the youth so that they can start on their financial literacy. So that's something huge in regards to connecting that to the home ownership piece. So that financial literacy, the credit, the budgeting, all that transitions into becoming a homeowner, and not just a homeowner, but being able to sustain that property. So I commend you and your parents for getting a head start and getting on top of that early. So I know that you said that this is just your first credit card. What other types of financial, let's say, aside from credit cards, I know you mentioned stock options. So what is your take on people investing into stocks?
Yeah, definitely it's all about just the research. Definitely because of COVID-19, it's definitely definitely stocks have just been up and down, basically a roller coaster for some, but others are a lot more consistent. So it's a matter of choosing whether or not you want to be more of a day or night trader or trading as an equity, like thinking of it more long term, rather not just to adjust per upswing or downswing, but really just looking at it for long term perspective.
Yeah, and that's good advice, because someone like me, I'm really scared of the stock market. I have done little to no investing into it just because of the fear, of losing money. So I know we talk about fear and getting over that when it comes to purchasing a house, but that fear lies in a lot of different aspects of your life as far as investing. So that's something that we all have to get over. And like you said, do the research. Research is very important in everything that we do. So we have mentioned time and time again, when you know better, you do better. So that comes along with doing research and gaining that knowledge from whatever it is that you want to invest in. What would you say to a future homeowner? What advice would you give that person at your age right now? So let's say if you're talking to your friends in college, I know that everyone's social distancing right now, but if you're communicating or if you're chatting with them, what is your advice, or what does that conversation look like? Are you guys having conversations about building wealth? Are you talking about home ownership? Are you talking about financial literacy? What type of conversations are you having with your peers?
Yeah, it's definitely very worried about everything that's current. Just making sure that we don't overwhelm ourselves during this unique situation we're in, and definitely prepare ourselves not just for long term, but also short term, because I feel like it's very important. Just like even the tiny transactions we make now could definitely impact us how we go moving forward, and just maintaining that, not to worry about too much like the splurging after effects, but just keeping maintaining like almost like a budget, of course,
Mhm.
and just basically just setting that goal, personal and financial goals.
And you mentioned budget. Budget is super important. If you had access to an interactive online budget, would that be something that you would utilize?
Oh yeah, definitely, absolutely.
And I'm glad you said that because House in the Car has an online interactive book. So if you visit our website, houseinthecar.com, then we do have an interactive budget that you can utilize, and you can plug in everything and you can just do it all virtually. And, you know, that's something that you can share with your friends, your peers, and you say, hey, you know what, guys, you know, here's what I'm doing. This is my budget. This is how I'm staying on track. And it's something that's easily shareable that you guys can take on as a group and say, okay, you know what, this is what I'm doing. This is what I did this week. And it helps the situation when you're talking about tracking your finances and staying on track with your goals. If you have home ownership or anything, you know, on your plate or your vision board or something like that, that you would like to achieve. So I'm glad that you mentioned the budget piece. So budgeting is very important in this home ownership process. And Drace, what else? Do you have any other tips or tricks that you would like to share with anyone?
For my tips, I definitely say be back for the research part. For anything, house, car, or even the stock market, definitely take time just to look over what's out there. Because I know some things definitely want to try to take advantage of you and want that money as much as possible, just like any other person. But just like be careful what's really out there. Like different apps and other things can lead you astray, but other things are very resourceful. Like I'm glad that I was able to go for this program, that I was able to network with my aunt for. I'm definitely very grateful for that. And yeah, definitely utilize as many of your networking possibilities as possible.
Absolutely. And the networking is a big deal as well. So thank you. Kudos and shout out to Jill for providing you the information for our program. And we do have lots of resources available for you as well as the audience that's listening or viewing. If you go to houseinthecar.com, you'll be able to see under the resource tab where we have the interactive budget, we have the FICO score estimator, we have your pre-purchase counseling. So there are lots of things that are available to you, and we have many resources that are free. So please, guys, do your research. Make sure that the apps that you're using are reputable. If you go to houseinthecar.com, you know that we're here for you and that we want to make sure that you are equipped with all the tools and all the knowledge before you enter the home buying process. We have realtors all over the country that are able to assist. So not only are we speaking from the regions that we live, but we have realtors that are a part of NAREB that are able to assist you in the process of home ownership. So thank you, Drake, for joining us today. We appreciate you for spending some time with us and sharing your journey with us. Thank you, Jill, for giving him the knowledge, and just thank you to everyone that is listening. Let me double check and make sure we don't have any questions. And I know that Jill was answering some of the questions for you guys. Let me just double check that. Jill, for giving him the knowledge. Okay, so I don't see any questions right now, but we will be back at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time, guys, for our Super Series Tuesday. So thank you again for watching us on Millennial Talk Tuesday. Thank you to our special guest, and we'll be back next week with Home Ownership Changed My Life. Thank you.